All right, I am going to go over assignment 2.06, which involves creating an outline. Now, I need to just go back to last week, whoops, a little bit because um, we are working on some of the things that we got from last week's assignment. So make sure that's one reason why it's super important that you make sure that you are doing your assignments in order, because especially now that we are getting into the writing assignments, one assignment builds on the other. All right. So if you haven't done the other things, you are not even ready to begin writing this essay yet. Okay. I hope that you are listening to these videos because if not, you're probably going to do more work than you need to do. Okay. All right. So your thesis statement from last week should be or should have been one sentence, and you are telling me whether advertising toward teens is effective, meaning does it want you to make you want to buy the product or not? And you can go either way with that. It's your opinion. Okay. And the other part of it was whether is it ethical? Meaning, do they do some shady stuff to appeal to you for you to buy their product? Maybe it's food and it's something that's unhealthy, but this, McDonald's commercial appeals to teenagers, but, it's not a healthy item and they're, doing something to try to make you buy their product that maybe is a little shady. All right. So your thesis statement should only be one sentence. All right. And if I've graded yours, I've let you know that maybe you need to work on this a little bit. Or if I've given you a 0, you have the option to redo it. Okay. Because you need to have that thesis statement on point before you move on to anything else. All right. So again, your thesis statement is one sentence, and you're not even going to do an introduction in this essay. You're just making the thesis statement. Okay. So again, your thesis statement is something about how advertising toward, and then you picked a topic. It was like food or um, I can't remember your other topics. But so your thesis statement should be whether you think that advertising toward teens dealing with that product is effective. All right. And if you think it's ethical. And either way is your choice about both of those. Okay, maybe you think they're effective, but they're unethical. Or maybe you think they're effective and ethical. All right, or neither. So that is on you, and you should have the resources, the sources, the evidence already in the articles that you did that you found last week or should have found last week. Okay, so that was the goal that those things will help you, all right, with your support. All right. So again, your thesis statement, you have that one sentence. Do not use I think, I feel, I believe. All right. Do not use I in this whole thing unless you are quoting evidence and it has I in it. All right. This essay is not about you. All right. So please don't use I, me, my. All right. Just state things. All right. So for creating an outline, you are going to go to 2.06 here. All right. And we know that one is the lesson, and then one is where you actually submit your assignment. Please, 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 if you are using Google Docs, which is fine, create a folder, share that folder with me, or please, my goodness, share that document with me. I'm spending so much time sending things back saying you haven't given me permission, and then I have to respond to your email like, why did I get a 0 on this? Look at your grades in Buzz, all right? And there's a comment by them and probably a little arrow looking thing that you can resubmit. All right, so make sure that you are looking at the comments that I'm leaving. Please share those documents with me. You're killing me, Smalls, on that. All right. Okay, enough about that. All right, so creating an outline. So this is going to be the skeleton of our informative essay. But again, we're not even writing a complete essay because you did your thesis statement. That's all you're doing for your introduction. You're not even doing a full-fledged introduction. You are going to set up an outline for the whole essay, but you're only going to do one body paragraph and then also the conclusion. So you need to make sure you're doing it right. Go through these lessons, please. All right. So this is going to help you draft the outline. So make sure that you look through that. Okay. All right, and it's letting us know that the outline is a blueprint of our essay. All right, so we have that structure set up there, and that's going to make things easier for us. All right, so we need to have a question. Your question was, are advertisements toward teens effective and ethical? Okay, so that's what your question was that you addressed last week. All right, thesis statement. Notice it does not say, I think, I feel, I believe. It just states it. That's so much stronger. Okay. And notice it's in one sentence. And the reader can truly see where the direction that the writer is going to take. All right. So, due to the increasing popularity of online information sources, newspapers are dying out and will soon cease to exist. All right, so that is what that person's paper is going to focus on. All right, so then we need to, once our thesis is in place, if we were going to have three body paragraphs dealing with this, what would they be? And notice that they are in capital Roman numerals. Okay, so what I would do, whoops, wrong thing here, is I would come over to you have everything on a document. You have your sources, all right, and then you have your thesis statement, and then your outline is going to go on that same graphic organizer. Okay, so what I'm doing on here on this Google Doc, you can just do on your graphic organizer that you already have. All right, remember it has your sources with the website linked, and then it also, you had some advertisements that you took a look at, and then you also have your thesis statement on there. So just continue to work on that. Okay, but it's telling me, all right, in my lesson, all right, that I'm going to have a 1, 2, 3, and we're going to focus on um, what my body paragraphs are going to be. Okay, you only need 1, 2. So that's one reason why your friends who aren't watching this are probably going to do more work than they need to. Okay, so this 1 and 2 that I'm setting up here, all right, those are for your main ideas that you are going to address in your essay. All right. Now remember your thesis is up here because you are using the graphic organizer that you already have this information on. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for you. Everything's there. Okay. So this number 1, this is going to be your topic sentence dealing with whether or not advertising geared toward teens is effective or not. All right. So you're going to say that it is or that it is not. Okay. So however, advertisements, um, advertisements aiming at teenagers are effective. Aimed at. Okay. All right. So advertisements aimed at teenagers are effective. It could be as simple as that. Okay. Or you could say ineffective. If you don't believe that they're effective, you say ineffective. Okay. The choice is yours. All right. And then the second part of your thesis statement, as well as your second body paragraph, if we were going to do a second body paragraph, was are they ethical? Okay. Um, so you would say, have kind of a transition. So I'm going to say, although, and this is your opinion as well. Okay. Although advertisements aimed at Teens are effective. They are unethical. All right. So I'm saying that they are effective in this first body paragraph, but down here I'm going to say, well, they're effective. They persuade teens to buy something, but they are unethical. Okay. They use maybe shady things to make teenagers buy their products, and maybe their product isn't good for them. All right. Thinking maybe of vapes. Okay. So vapes, oh, they have all these cool flavors. All right. So are adults into all these cool flavors? Maybe. All right. But that's might be something that maybe appeals toward teens more. All right. So that's unethical. All right. We're trying to get teens to pick up a bad habit to support a business. Okay. So if you think that they are ethical, you'll just say that they are ethical, and you would need to word this differently. Okay. Um, so however you want to go with it, it is up to you. And again, you're looking at your thesis statement, and these things are mentioned in that thesis statement. Okay. All right, let's go back. And again, you don't need to set up a number 3. Okay, so it's just a 1, 2. And here are some practice items for you. Make sure that you do that. Okay, here is the graphic organizer that I'm talking about that you should already have something. Okay, you've already picked one of these topics. All right, you've already addressed this. You already have these 4 or 5 articles with the central idea. You should have your thesis statement, 1 sentence, if not fix it, from last week. All right, and then here's where you're going to put your outline. All right, so how I've done this here is where you are going to start that. Okay. Whoops, what am I doing here? Whoa, whoa. Sorry. All right. So again, you can print that. All right. And that will give you a copy of that, and you can just work off of that. But again, you should already have this again as a kind of a one-stop shop, everything there. All right. So let's take a look at the grading rubric. All right. So you have organized your details clearly and effectively. Several important details on the effectiveness and ethics. You're using a correct format. All right, 2 main headings of capital Roman numerals. All right, and then 2 subheadings. I'll talk about those in a minute. And then no errors in spelling and grammar and capitalization. Okay. I think I skipped a part of the outline, maybe. Okay, so you're going to put capital A and B under that. All right, so capital A. All right, so what are you going to use for evidence here is going to come into A. All right, so some of you used iPhone commercials. Okay. So you're going to talk about the iPhone commercial and how that is effective. All right. What is it that they do? And you talked about ethos, pathos, logos last week. So what is it that the advertisement uses to persuade teens? Okay. So maybe A is going to be the iPhone commercial. B, maybe you found another one dealing with let's see, some of you said you wanted to go to Disney. All right. So maybe you're going to use the Disney World to show that that's effective. Okay. Down here, all right, I said that it's that the advertisements can be effective, but they are unethical. So maybe that's when I go to like vape, and I'm just making this up because that's what I talked about later. Vape flavors. So that's what I'm going to use as my evidence. Okay. So that is how I'm setting up my outline. Okay. And again, this can go directly on the graphic organizer that you've already started. And again, make sure you review that rubric and have everything on there. Okay.